So if you're an every dollar user like me, you've probably heard of something called Ramsey Plus, which came out in summer of last year. There's been some changes and there's a lot that it entails. And in fact, I've been receiving a lot of questions from you guys about what Ramsey Plus is, what it includes, and is it worth the cost? Today I'm doing a deep dive review into what Ramsey Plus has, all the bells and whistles, everything you get, and we're going to talk about whether it's actually worth it. What's going on, everybody? Craig here, and I'm a financial coach who is passionate about helping people break the paycheck to paycheck cycle so they can finally find some peace of mind when it comes to their money. So today we're talking about Ramsey Plus. Ramsey Solutions is pretty well known. Dave Ramsey's been on the radio for a long time. Best-selling books like Total Money Makeover. He's had a class called Financial Peace University. And over the past few years, I have been doing a ton of videos on EveryDollar, his budgeting software. Well, last year they made a big change to the suite of offerings that they have. And now it's called Ramsey Plus. And so over the past few months, like I said, many people have been reaching out saying, what's going on? Why is it costing more than it used to? Or what is this Ramsey Plus? What am I getting? What's different? So we're going to be jumping into that today and talking about what's included and moving forward. Is it worth it to invest in to better and further yourself with your money? So I'm going to break into three core pieces that Ramsey Plus is broken into, and then we're going to dig into a fourth element that I think is just phenomenal. So let's jump into my computer. And so right off the bat, we're going to just start here on the home page. And what you'll see is obviously just a quick look at what is included. So one thing I will say that I love about Ramsey Plus, and that was always there with EveryDollar, is that there's the free trial. So especially with EveryDollar Plus, and we're talking about connecting your bank account, wanting to know if it works. So unfortunately, not every single bank is going to speak well with every budgeting software. And so one hesitation is jumping in and paying money and then finding out that your bank doesn't play well with EveryDollar. So doing a 14-day trial is great for that element and for a lot of other things. So you can jump in, look around, even take some of the classes, do all that stuff for 14 days. And then if you don't want to move on and you don't want to sign up, you can cancel. Here's the prices as of today. Obviously, depending on when you're watching this video, that can change. So when you get logged into Ramsey Plus, you'll see here's the three core elements: learn, budget, track. And then as you scroll down, it's going to give you pretty much a step-by-step, here's where to start, move your way through. Number one is learn the proven money plan. This is going to be where the coursework is. And so there is just an abundance of classes here. In fact, many that I haven't even watched or taken myself. Financial Peace University is right here. That's the one that is most well known in the Dave Ramsey field and even outside of that in your churches. It's going to be the best, biggest deep dive into how to finally take control of your money. They used to charge $129 for just this by itself. So this has been updated over the years. So if it's been a few years since you've taken Financial Peace University, the good news is it's different. They've added some new lessons in here. They've tweaked some of the previous lessons. So going back through is always a good idea, especially if you're still on your debt-free journey. It's great to just get reminded. Or if you've fallen off, you've taken a step back, you've missed a step, this is a great place to get back in, even if you have taken the classes before. Some of these others, so again, I haven't watched all of these. A lot of them are quick. Got some budgeting tutorials. Legacy Journey, I actually took that a number of years ago as well. Smart Money, Smart Kids. So a lot of great classes. Another thing you can do in here in the Learn section is find a live Financial Peace University class. So FPU is historically taught in person. In fact, it was just a few years ago that they started offering it in an online format. So now you can either self-pace it, or what I think they recommend is that you join a class. And so there's virtual and in person. I assume virtual is going to be around to stay. I don't know if that was added because of COVID or if that's been around for a while, but just Financial Peace alone used to be around $129. So now it's broader, and plus you get these other elements. So number two is going to be my favorite, EveryDollar. So if we go to EveryDollar, this is going to just be the budget that you've been using. So if you've been using this one, this is going to be just the one you've had historically. So one difference, so the key element with every dollar is we are planning our money before we spend it, right? So you're going to enter your income, you're going to roll through, you're going to plug in all your expenses, and then we're going to track our spending by plugging it in, how much we've spent at each category to make sure we're not going over, making sure we are on track with what we want to do. The free version, because every dollar is completely free. There's a free version. You can access this both on your phone and on your computer without paying a dime. With that, you're going to have to manually enter your transactions. There's tons of videos of me talking about that on my channel, so feel free to dig into that. But with Every Dollar Plus, there's a few things that are added benefits. Number one is, and the most popular, is syncing with your bank. So again, this is where you might do the trial to make sure it works with your bank and that you're not having connection issues and that transactions are actually coming in. But instead of actually manually typing in or jotting in on your phone how much you spent at the grocery store, it's going to pop up here in Every Dollar. So the second it clears in your bank account, you'll click over here and you will see there it is. They're hanging out over here. You'll see a nice little number and you're going to drag and drop it. Now, it's not like Mint or things like that, other softwares where it automatically puts it where it's supposed to go. So just bear that in mind, that it's not going to automatically, if you spent money at the grocery store, it's not going to automatically put it in groceries. You're going to always have to drag and drop, even little things like the electric bill and your mortgage. So if you want it to auto-categorize, that's not what this is going to do. It wants you to engage in your budget, and that's what it requires you to do. And in fact, when I'm working with my clients, that's one thing I love about it, is it forces them to actually interact with the budget, tracking their spending as they go. If they're doing Every Dollar Plus, they're opening it daily. Me, it's every morning when I have my morning coffee. It's dragging and dropping these transactions. It's as simple as, let's go ahead and find some categories for me to pop these into. I'm going to say Target. We're going to drop that over, let's just say groceries. Planned 900, now reduced to 886. You continue to drop them in, and that way you're constantly keeping a pulse on how much you're spending. And it's as simple as that, just a few drag and drops. You'll notice that it doesn't give a whole lot of information. I mean, Amazon Marketplace. How many things are we buying from Amazon? So if you let too many days go by and just let these things pile up, not only is this number up here that's telling you how many transactions you have, it's going to become overwhelming, but also you're going to be spending a lot more time going back through Amazon trying to remember what you bought for $17. So I really recommend getting into a rhythm. Another thing I really like is insights. It's going to give you insights into your spending over the past years. You can categorize it by groups. You can categorize it by each section. All of these things here in the insights. The next element, which I'm going to take you into, which is the baby steps. So we're going to open that up. This is your baby step tracker. Here you can update your balance. And so if you're on baby step 1, and that's what it's showing up here at the top, you can see the baby steps. Baby step 1 is that starter emergency fund. If you're done with that, then you're going to have your debts. So we don't have any debts entered, so it's going to have me enter them here. But yeah, it's going to keep track of your debt snowball here for you. And then as you move through the baby steps, obviously you can set a goal for your emergency fund. I haven't engaged with this one a lot simply because we are done with this first few steps, and so how it interacts with the debts I've seen through my clients, but there are other resources out there to do that if you find out this doesn't fully meet your needs. Yeah, like I said, I think it's great to have it all in one place. That's the beauty of, I guess, the Ramsey Plus. What they've done is it's all just right here. So as you're budgeting over here on the left, it's just all there ready to go. And so it's easy to flip back and forth and look at your debt tracking. One thing I'm not sure about is if it takes into account interest rates. So it does, whether it does the math or not, I'm curious about as you're paying it down, because one critique I had with Every Dollar previously was that it didn't update your balances based on interest rates. So as you're paying down these debts, you make a $100 payment, but 80 of it's going towards the credit card and 20 is going towards the interest. But yeah, if anyone's using this, let me know in the comments. Does it take that interest into account? That's something that I feel like would really make it valuable. Otherwise, you're going to be constantly having to update those balances. There is Ramsey Plus in a nutshell, the big 3 elements. Your Learn, which is obviously the courses, the budgeting, and then tracking your spending. The final piece, like I said, there is a 4th element, which I think is fantastic. I'm a little biased because I am a part of this, which is the Talk to a Coach. So in every dollar, you'll see this right here is the Ask a Coach. I am currently a Ramsey preferred coach, so I'm one of the coaches you get connected with. So anytime you're on this process, you're struggling with what to pay off first, or you're struggling with the baby steps, or maybe the budgeting just isn't sticking, or you have a quick question about how something works. Plop it in here. You just click over here and you're going to get connected with one of the trained coaches all over the country. You'll actually get connected with one that's close to you, so they will be a little bit more insightful on what's going on. And then if you decide to work with them, they're not too far away from you. But this is a completely free coaching call. So all you're going to be doing is plugging in your question. They will be calling you, so you're plugging in your phone number as well, and they'll, I believe, get your email address. Once your question goes in, there's going to be 3 coaches who are going to be reaching out trying to help you. And so just know that going in, that as you plug that information in, you're going to get your question answered for sure. Take advantage of this. One thing I will say, technical questions you're not going to get much help in here. If you do have technical questions, like my bank accounts aren't linking to every dollar, a coach is not, they don't work for Ramsey Solutions, so they're not going to be able to answer those. They're here to help you with your money questions. If you were to email me, if I were to get a question like that, I'm going to have no idea how to help you. In fact, I'm just going to tell you, hey, reach out to help@everydollar.com. So yeah, take advantage of that. That is a huge piece. And even here on that main page, you'll find it, Talk to a Financial Coach. And then, of course, I highly recommend when you get connected with them, be open-minded to digging deeper, because working with a coach is going to astronomically speed up your progress. And so that said, that is Ramsey Plus in a long, drawn-out nutshell, right? Told you it was going to be a deep dive. Is it worth the $129 a year? That's what you need to decide. What elements are you taking away from here that you feel like you really, really need or really want? If you don't want it to connect to your bank account, but you want the classes, you decide, is that worth $129 a year to me? I will say every dollar itself, every dollar plus used to be about $129. Maybe it was about $100, I can't remember. Like I said, FPU was about $129. So all of these things that they've piled in here, the legacy journey, the Smart Money, Smart Kids, all those classes at one point were standalone charged. Now they're all together at that one price. So I truly believe it's worth the value. I invest in it every year for our personal budget. So I recommend it, obviously, to you guys. But you have to decide what elements that we went through today make the most sense for me, and is it worth the $129? Yes, $129 towards the debt snowball mathematically is like, yeah, why would I spend money getting help with money when I could put it towards the snowball? But at the same time, if we're making transformation in how we behave with money, if having our budget connect to our bank account is going to help us budget better, you're going to save way more than $129 a year. Or if one of the classes you watch is going to teach you how to manage your money differently than what you're already doing, you're going to save more than $129 a year. So just go in knowing that. Give it the 14-day trial, though. I recommend it. There is a link in the description below for you to go test it out, see what you think, see if you like it. And yeah, I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comments box below. Feel free to email me. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today. Good luck. Enjoy Ramsey Plus, and I give it a thumbs up. All right, I'll talk to you soon.